Health experts are asking the government to consider loosening public health regulations for travelers returning from Palau in the travel bubble. Some returnees complain that the special self-health management that they had to undergo turned out to be more strict than they had bargained for. That, coupled with costly tour group fees, could be a reason why interest in the travel bubble is falling. To resolve the issue, the Palau government has announced tourism subsidies and fee waivers to keep prices down.
People are called up one by one for a swab. They're all passengers who recently visited Palau under the Taiwan-Palau travel bubble. It's now time for all of them to come to the hospital for a self-paid PCR test.
It's the fifth day since our return from Palau as the first travel group to go there. The first thing for us now is to get a PCR test.
In the first 5 days after returning to Taiwan, travelers are subject to a more stringent version of self-health management. They can't go to crowded places, take public transportation, or go see a doctor of their own account. Travelers were aware of the conditions before departing, but now some say that having to actually abide by the rules is rather inconvenient.
I work, so every morning I have to go clock in. Then the rest is all work from home. It's to not be a burden on my colleagues. Of course, it's quite inconvenient. For the post-travel self-health management, I think the government could consider changing it to 5 days of regular self-health management. Then on the last day, before the movement restrictions are lifted, require them to take a self-paid PCR test. If it comes out negative, the limits and conditions could be loosened. I think that is a direction the CECC could consider taking.
The CECC is mulling regulatory changes so that tourists can simply undergo 14 days of self-health management after returning from Palau. That's because the current strict public health measures and the 60,000 to 70,000 travel fee may be putting off a lot of potential travelers. The second flight to Palau carried only 10 passengers.
If possible, of course the travel fees could be lowered. It'd be better for everyone. I think the price is one of the issues, but I think that what most people care about is the quarantine period.
Meanwhile, the Palauan government is loosening public health rules in the island. On Thursday, it announced it would lift a cap that limits flight and hotel occupancy to 70%. Travelers will also no longer have to pay a 500 NT service fee for the Traveler Verification Center. In hopes of lowering tour fees, the Palauan government has also launched subsidies of $25 per person so that visitors can go to attractions such as the Jellyfish Lake. Meanwhile, China Airlines has lowered the price of its flight tickets in hopes of attracting more travelers. It's joint efforts from every direction so that the travel bubble doesn't burst.